So the topic for today's workshop is personal growth. So you need to tell me, everyone needs to tell me that where do you want to see yourself after 5 years? Yes, please.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to say something about after 5 years regarding my future. I want to see myself after 5 years in very good condition, personally, professionally. First of all, I want to say that I want to make myself satisfied wherever I know is standing.
So what is that is what I want to know. Where do you want to see yourself standing after 5 years?
Sir, you are talking about the professional.
Yes, professional. Yes, obviously.
I want to see myself a very good teacher.
Okay, next, please.
Same thing, I want to see myself. Hello?
Yes.
So I just want to see myself a good teacher and a good person. And same thing, strong hearted.
Strong heart. Okay. Next, please. Yes. Speaker, please. We don't have time. You need to leave at 12 o'clock, isn't it? Hmm. That means you have no vision. Yes, Sadaf. And some of the things that I'll be speaking will be a bit blunt. You might feel, a bit hurt when I say certain things, but it is a fact that I will say and take it in a positive sense. Yes, Sadaf.
Become a good lawyer, educate or become a judge.
All right. Very good.
I want to achieve the goals that I always
What goals that you have set for yourself?
so being a good child for my parents and be a good teacher in future.
Maybe a good teacher for in future. All right. Yes.
Thank you, sir. So I want to become a judge after 5 years.
Very good.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Achieve my goal officer job.
Which office job?
Computer networking area.
Computer networking areas. Yes. Sana?
Sir, my goal as a teacher is to provide qualifications.
After 5 years, where do you want to see yourself? My question was different. I'm not asking your role as a teacher. I'm asking after 5 years, where do you want to see yourself? Yes, Ravina.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I want to see myself after 5 years as a principal or owner of my own school.
Yes, very good.
So, after 5 years, I want to see myself as a financial and I want to be a counselor in a Gulf country.
In a Gulf country or in a Gulf nation, yeah.
Thank you, sir. After 5 years, I want to see myself as a confident, clear, and successful person and becoming a growth in my career.
Yes, Ritik.
Thank you, sir. I want to become an officer in income tax department. I use.
Thank you, sir. I want to become a good web developer.
You want to become a good web developer. So my next question is, you all have said that you want to be a certain place. So my next question is, what is your plan to reach there? Have you thought of a plan? Have you thought of a path? Have you thought of a path so that you can achieve wherever that you want to see yourself after 5 years? What plan do you have to achieve for your personal growth as well as to reach whatever place that you want to see yourself? Yes, Aaron, what plan do you have?
Regular doing, regular doing a small steps for everyone.
What kind of small steps?
Like we are goals like
Which goals?
web developer, regular doing a coding to become a best web developer.
Are you doing coding every day?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have taken up blocks of the other subjects to reach my path because there is an exam to reach there, and whenever I become an officer, so I have to crack that exam also.
So writing blogs, how will it help in your exam?
Sir, because the syllabus is very huge, and when I break the syllabus into a small blocks that help me to achieve that block, and then I cover the whole syllabus in that block also.
Sir, by achieving small steps like practice and efforts,
The effort, that is what kind of efforts you're putting in, that is what I want to know. In detail, what kind of efforts you're putting in, that is what I want to know. Yes.
so firstly, I improve my English because in one country English.
English
So that's
is
why
awesome.
I improve English after that.
So first step is improving English, and then, so next 5 years you will be just improving your English. English, please. Yes.
Before reaching my goal, we need a lot of money. But before I want to do a job as a principal in a elementary school.
Right. But so, what is your plan to reach the principal, to job of the principal? What steps do you want to take to reach the post of a principal? What personal growth do you want to make in yourself to reach the post of a principal?
First of all, lots of knowledge, communication skills. That's why.
A principal never has complete knowledge of all the subject. To be more precise, he has a good communication skill and that's it. He has a good communication skill and that's it. He knows how to manage people. He knows how to manage students. He knows how to manage parents.
Enhance my teaching skills and not innovative manner.
Such as,
Contribute to our students.
basically, what I feel, yes, yes, please.
I will join computer coaching or join college or
Next.
so according to me first set a goal. Like I want to become a scientist. Then work and first thing discipline. Maintain the discipline for the
What kind of discipline you are maintaining?
timetable according to 10 minutes or 15 minutes we have on study, drafting drafting letterhead and watch the video and just how to put out case reading like this.
Next.
Sir, I want to make efforts for it every day. I'm good
I mean, you
communication.
want to, but what I think most of you are not understanding the question. The question is, what is your plan for your personal growth? What is your personal, what do you mean by personal growth? That you are here in day one and then after 5 years you are here. So you need to have a plan, isn't it? To reach your goal. That is what my main question was. And whatever answers that you gave, it was just 30 to 40% of what I expected. In fact, lower than that. Right? So you people have a goal, you people have seen that you people want to reach there, that particular position you want to reach there. But you are actually not, you have not actually thought of the path that you want to take. Alright? Like you want to become a judge. So just by seeing videos will not suffice. Alright? You need to work on yourself. That is what I'm talking about. It is personal growth that I'm talking about. Alright, we are basically anxious. We are very anxious to change our situation, but we are not making efforts to change ourselves. Are we making efforts to change ourselves? I don't think so that we are making as much effort that is required to change ourselves. We need to first change ourselves, only then our situation will change. Alright, so we need to first accept certain things. We need to first accept that these are the drawbacks that we have. And then we need to work on those drawbacks. Then we need to discuss with people that these are the drawbacks that I have. Everyone is self aware. Everyone knows what the drawbacks are. Everyone knows what his or her drawbacks are. So you need to talk to people. You need to read books so that you can eradicate those drawbacks. So first point is that we want our situation to change, but we are not ourselves willing to change ourselves. We deliberately point out that this particular negative thing has happened to me, and because of that particular thing, I'm not able to improve myself. So our basically improvement, what we have done is that basically our improvement, we have made our improvement dependent on the situation. It is the other way around. Your improvement, your personal growth is solely in your hands. It is not on the situation. We sometimes say that we don't have time. Make time. Nobody else will do in your stead. You have to make time for yourself. Everyone has 24 hours. Have you ever noticed that there are many people that are actually very good at their job, but still they never improve? Why? They are very good at job. They have that aptitude for that particular job, and they actually are very interested in doing that particular job, but still they get stuck at that particular position. Why? Just because they are not improving themselves. They are not upgrading themselves. So self personal growth is the most important thing. Is the most important. Now there are certain things, certain barriers for personal growth. I'll discuss certain barriers, and I'm 100% sure most of the barriers we are actually facing. So first barrier is the assumption gap. Assumption gap. What do you mean by assumption gap? We assume that we will improve. We assume that we will improve as and when the time progresses. We think, for example, we say na, that the small children will learn as and when the time progresses. It will never happen. Once we have completed our education, so improvement will now lie in your hand. It will never lie in somebody else's hand. Right? So this assumption gap, we should not assume that during a period, during a course of time, we will learn this particular thing. Can you learn computers during the course of time? No. On your own. No, you cannot do it. You need to do a coaching. You need to practice it. You need to make certain efforts. That is what is called as deliberate learning. That is what is called as deliberate learning. One learning is by chance, right? One learning is by chance. One learning is deliberate learning. Deliberate learning is much more important as compared to by chance. I'll talk over it. It is very, very important. So assumption gap. Next is knowledge gap. Do we have the right knowledge to reach a particular goal? That is main problem. Do we have the right knowledge? Right? So knowledge gap is very big barrier. Now, like suppose I want to learn a specific language. So I have made my goal that I want to learn a specific, but do I have that particular knowledge? Am I seeking the right people to learn that particular language? No, we are not doing it. That is what is called as knowledge gap. We don't know how to proceed to achieve that particular goal. That is what is called as knowledge gap. Next is timing gap. Nuzat is not present. Who told that Nuzat was present? Timing gap. We think that this is not the right time to start, isn't it? Or we start, or we wait for the right time. We usually wait for the right time, right? We think that this is not the right time to start. We actually wait for the right time. But right time never comes. Today is the right time. Start from today itself. This is what is called as timing gap. So we should not wait for the right time. We should start from today itself. Start from today. Next is mistake gap. We are afraid of making mistakes, and that is why we do not make any effort. We are afraid of making mistakes, isn't it? We think that what the other people will say, what the principal will say, what my elders will say, and that is why we are afraid of making mistakes, and that is why we do not put in effort. We will make mistakes, isn't it? Every time we will make mistakes. And what we need to do is that we need to learn from our mistakes. And then we need to move forward. That is what needs to be done. A person that is not making mistakes is not trying. A person that is not making mistakes is not trying at all. Next is perfection gap. Perfection gap. We will only start the work only when we feel that we are perfect in doing that particular work. Is it possible to be perfect from day one? No, it is not possible. You have to start by taking small baby steps at a time, consistently. Only then you can achieve certain thing. Thinking that I'll start only when I'll be perfect in that particular thing, it will never happen. Then you'll not be able to start. Then you'll not be able to start. There's one law in timing gap. There's one law called as law of diminishing feeling. I think law of diminishing feeling. Have you ever heard of this particular law of diminishing feeling? You've not heard. When you linger on a particular thing, suppose you plan to start your coaching center, for example, then you wait for the right time, then one day passes, then a week passes, then a month passes. Do you think that you will have the same energy to start the coaching center? That is what is called as law of diminishing thought. Yeah, diminishing thought, ऐसे करके we can say like that. So your interest starts diminishing as and when the time passes. You want to purchase certain thing, right? You want to purchase something, but if you wait for a very long time, you will lose interest in purchasing that particular thing. That is what is called as law of diminishing behavior or law of diminishing thing, whatever. So that diminishing word is there. I am not able to connect the other word. So you will lose interest in it if you will wait for long. So that is what is should be included in time gap as well. So perfection gap. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. You need to start from zero. So I have met many people, many YouTubers that have not started just because they want to have a perfect video. They want to post their first video as a perfect video. There's no such thing as a perfect video. This was an example that I want to give. There's no such video as a perfect video. You should start and then slowly and gradually, with consistency, with knowledge, you will make a good video. You'll never make a perfect video, you will make a good video. So that is a perfection gap that we have. Then inspiration gap. Inspiration gap. I hope everyone is aware of what is inspiration gap. I don't feel like doing it. If you not feel like doing it, it will never happen. I don't feel like going to the coaching to the English Institute today. Then it will never happen. Understood? I don't feel like going to the gym today. So if one day of not going to the gym will trace you back 3 to 4 days. One day of not going to the English Institute, English Coaching Institute will trace you back 3 to 4 days. So that is, you have to be inspired, you have to be motivated every time. Better you understand what I'm trying to say, you're feeling uncomfortable. Very, very important comparison gap. Comparison gap. We think that the other person is brilliant than us. Comparison gap. We try to compare ourselves with the other people, isn't it? Most of the time we do. We try to compare ourselves, try to compare our children, we try to compare everyone else. That is what is called as comparison gap. When a person has invested in himself, when a person has an experience more than yours, then obviously he'll be at a higher place and you will be at a lower place. So instead of comparing yourself, you should learn from that particular person. There's a difference, right? If you will compare yourself, you will try to diminish your confidence. But if you will start learning from that particular person, you will learn a lot. So instead of comparing yourself, start learning from the other person, from the person that has more experience, from the person that is above you, and learning from a person that is more experienced, irrespective of the age. Irrespective of the age. Learning from a more experienced person, a person that is higher, will always benefit you because he has seen that path. You have not seen that path, right? The path, the thing that I was saying when we started is that what path you have chosen. Because that person has seen that path, isn't it? So our path will become much more easier, isn't it? At night when we are driving a car, it becomes very easy, right? If we know that we need to turn right, we need to turn left, and we can see things very clearly at night about what I'm talking about. It becomes very easy. But on a strange road, is it easy to drive at night on a strange road? Those who are drive or those who are not aware of the road, it is very difficult. So if you have a person that knows the road by heart, it will be easy for you, isn't it? A person that has used that road, that has mastered the every nooks and corners of that particular road, is aware that where that particular cut will take us. He will be able to guide us much more efficiently as compared to we driving on a strange road, isn't it? That is very, very important that we should not compare ourselves. We should try to learn from the person that is ahead of us. And lastly, for this particular thing, lastly is expectation gap. Expectation gap. We think that things will be very easy. Is it? Things will never be easy. Things will never be easy. It will always be difficult no matter what you do. You will never be served things on a silver platter. Everyone needs to work hard on it. Everyone needs to work on themselves. Nobody can improve overnight. Nothing easy will be given to you. We need to fight hard. We need to prepare ourselves. We need to work on ourselves. Nothing is easy in this world. So make sure that you do not take things lightly. Nothing is easy in this world. Alright, so one should always ask certain questions, that where do you want to go in life, what direction do you want, and what farthest do you want to go. Suppose Rubina said principal. What after principal? Like you said, you want to go to Dubai or wherever and you want to be a counselor. What after counselor? What farthest have you thought for yourself? I'm giving an example. What farthest have you thought for yourself? You want to become a judge. Now, what after judge? Do you think that your life will stop after becoming a judge? No. You can become a district judge. I think there's much. You can go to the High Court. You can go to the Supreme Court. What after that? That is what, are you picturizing yourself? That there is no limit. There is no limit. You can see as far as possible. You just need to prepare yourself. We need to prepare ourselves. Opening a school is not the limit for me. Opening more branches will never be a limit for me. Training teachers will never be a limit for me. Training principals will never be a limit for me. Alright? You are understanding what I am trying to say, right? So there is no limit to whatever that we think. So think of the farthest where you can go. So your aim should be to be a judge in the Supreme Court. That is the farthest that you can think. Right? A web designer. You should think of creating a company of web designing, right? That is the farthest. Or you want yourself to be just a normal web designer sitting on a computer and designing webs for certain other people. Your aim should be to start a company for yourself, a web designing company that under you should have people. These are certain examples that I am giving, right? So next is, so you, in order to reach there, this particular thing that or whatever that we are discussing, this will never happen by accident. This growth will never happen by accident. This will always be intentional. You have planned your growth, right? Once you have seen that you want to reach there. Now, for example, I'm taking yours example. Now she wants to become a judge. So she is doing whatever that is required to become a judge. Now she wants to become a district judge. She is doing whatever that is required to become a district judge. Then a high court judge. She is doing whatever that is required to become a high court judge, and then a Supreme Court judge. She is doing whatever that is required to become a Supreme Court judge. So she is doing whatever that is required. That is what is called as intentional growth. That is not accidental growth. Accidental growth, that means you are doing something and then by chance you learn. That is what is called as accidental growth. By chance. It might happen, it might not happen. It might happen in a positive sense, it might happen in a negative sense as well. But intentional growth will always happen in a positive sense. That is what is called as intentional growth. So I'll write certain things, a differentiation between intentional growth and accidental growth. You yourself put yourself in certain situation and check whether your growth is accidental growth or whether your growth, whatever growth that you are planning, is intentional growth. All right. So this is accidental growth and this is intentional growth. So accidental growth, plans to start tomorrow. How many of you plan to start tomorrow? We'll not start today, we'll start from tomorrow. कल से करते हैं, है ना? Most of us do it, isn't it? And starts today itself. Waits for growth to come. Waits for growth to come. That means the point that I said here, assumption growth, assumption gap. We feel that over the period of time we will improve and we will learn that particular thing, but it never happens. Takes complete responsibility. Takes complete responsibility. Takes complete responsibility. Alright? Nothing happens accidentally. So people who want intentional growth take the responsibility of their own growth. Learn from mistakes. And learn before mistakes. Learn before mistakes. Because it is intentional, isn't it? Right now I have said that we should, once we have committed a mistake, we should learn from our mistakes. So that was a statement of which thing? Accidental growth, isn't it? So once we have committed a mistake, then there is no looking back. We cannot overturn that particular mistake, isn't it? So that is why I have said that learn from the mistake. But a person that is making intentional growth will always learn before the mistake is being committed because everything is controlled, isn't it? And he's taking help of other people as well. He's taking the help of his seniors. Learn before mistakes. Depends on good luck. Any point that you are unable to understand, please let me know. Relies on hard work. Depends on good luck. And relies on hard work. Yeah, depends on hard work. Where are we falling? Which bracket are we following? Which bracket are we following? This one, more often than not. Accidental. That one. What? Quits early. Quits early and often. Quits early and often. Quits early matlab, that means once we have started something, it does not pays off, gives up early. Alright, and is persistent. यहाँ पर fifth is persistent. Persistent. falls into bad habits, falls into bad habits easily, fights for good habits, falls into bad habits easily, and everyone is aware of good habit and bad habit, isn't it? If I'll ask you what is the definition of an habit, so I think most of you will not be able to tell the definition of an habit. So let's see, that is a different topic. We'll discuss it later. Talks big. Talks big. Talks big means, है ना? Talks big means saying unnatural things, saying things that is not true. I am the owner of Falana Falana, I am the owner of this, I am the owner of that and all, but nothing of that is true. Yes, yes. And follows through. Play it safe. Plays it safe. Take risks. Most of us are playing safe, isn't it? Most of us are playing safe. We are not taking risks. Most of us are playing safe. Oh, this one is the best one. Thinks like a victim. Thinks like a victim. Thinks like a victim, that means he's blaming others. He's always blaming others ki that person has done that to me, that my situation is not correct, my situation, I would have done this if my situation would have been great, if I had that amount of money, if that particular person would not have done bad to me. So he's constantly blaming others, constantly blaming on the situation. So thinks like a victim. All right. And realize on character. Realize on character. What has happened has happened. We have to take the responsibility. Nobody can affect us. Nobody can affect us. We have to take the responsibility. Nobody can affect us. All right. And then stops learning after graduation. Most of us are doing this here as well. Never stops learning. Never stops learning. Learning is an endless process. So that particular person never stops learning. So this is the difference between accidental growth and intentional growth. And I think that the intentional growth is much better to have as compared to the accidental growth. So if you want to reach your potential and become a person you were created to be, listen to this particular sentence. If you want to reach your potential and become the person you were created to be, you must do you must you must do more than just experience life and hope that you learn what you need along the way. You must go out of the way to seize growth opportunity as if your future depends on it. That means you must take steps in order to growth. So this entire sentence says you must take steps. In order to growth, you must take steps so that you reach your full potential. Growth, personal growth means to reach the potential that you were born to be. So what you need to do is that you need to rewrite your do you people actually prepare a calendar for yourself in this 1 month? Believe me, I have worked a lot on myself, and preparing a calendar for myself is one of very important things that I've done. I've read a lot of books, and you must have seen the confidence that I'm talking about with you in English. Not a single word was said in Hindi. That is the confidence that I've gained. Plus, I had made sure that I will write whatever that I do in the entire day at the end of the day before sleeping. I give myself half an hour to write whatever that I've done. If you start doing this, believe me, you will learn a lot about yourself. Whether you have done justice in the school, write it down. Whether you have wasted time in the school, write it down. Whether you have argued with a parent, write it down. Whether you have done something good to somebody, write it down. Just write it down. Good, bad, whatever that you have done, just write it down in your diary. Nobody else should read it. Write it down. And believe me, you will see the change in yourself. You will see the change in yourself. You will acknowledge certain things that you have overlooked. You will acknowledge many things that you have overlooked. You will acknowledge your parents' behavior towards yourself, whatever your friends have done towards yourself. We sometimes what we do is that we do not acknowledge it, isn't it? Because we know that they'll do it for us. So we do not say thank you, we do not acknowledge. You start acknowledging it. So at the end of the day, before sleeping, just give half an hour to yourself. Do not touch your mobile phone, do not touch your television. Write down whatever that you have felt the entire day and you'll see the difference. I am seeing differences, that is why I'm asking you to do the same. So prepare your calendar. Calendar means in calendar what do you do? What do you write? Important things that you need to do. So that is your calendar. What important things that you need to do? Reduce this 3 to 4, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I'll read a book. 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. I'll read a book. Stick to your plan. Because that plan you have made, that promise you have made with yourself. You have not made a promise with somebody else. So making a promise with yourself and making sure that you make sure that you fulfill your promise is a sign of a good character. Is a sign of a good character. Making promises and fulfilling those promises, especially to yourself, is a sign of a good character. So there are basically three type of people. There are basically three type of people. So first is people who don't know what they want to do. People who don't know what they want to do. So they are actually confused. कुछ पता ही नहीं है, हाँ? We don't know what they want to do, so they are actually confused. Second is people who know what they want to do but they don't do the thing that I said, is frustrated. And third type of people who know what they would like to do and do it. They are called as fulfilled people. They'll be happy. They are called as fulfilled people. So if you want to change your current lifestyle, if you want to change your current lifestyle and you want to change the path of your thinking, then you need to work on three things. You need to work on three things. First is awareness. You need to have three things. Awareness. Second is you need to take action. This awareness is very, very important. And third is accountability. Accountability. Awareness, what do you mean by awareness? Awareness means that you are aware of yourself. What can you do? What are your positives? What are your negatives? What do you want to do? What cannot you do? What path do you want to take? That is what is called as awareness. It is also called mirroring yourself. It is also called mirroring yourself. You are seeing yourself in the mirror, isn't it? That is what is called as awareness. Next is taking action. Now you know that, now you are aware that you need to reach this particular place. You know your strength and you know your weaknesses, and you know that you need to reach that this particular place. Now you need to take action. Now you need to take action. Alright? And third thing that you need to do is you have to be accountable. If you have done something wrong, you need to take responsibility. Accountability. Right? For example, most of the people in gym, most of the people, they put their images flexing their muscles and everything before and after type, right? So that is basically accountability. Now they have shown on the internet, now they have shown that I will take care of myself and I will reach this particular physique. That is what is called as accountability. Ask one of your friends to always inquire that, ask me after every week, ask me where have I reached. That is what is called as accountability. You are putting yourself in a place where you are accountable, where you are answerable, where you are answerable of whatever that you're doing. Right? You're writing in a diary, you're accountable. Because you're writing in a diary, you're accountable for everything. And then, when you do all these things, and 100%, then you will attract like-minded people. What do you mean by like-minded people? Like-minded people means, yes sir. No, better. Like-minded people is something else. Like-minded people, similar type of thinking. People that think in the similar fashion. I want to become a principal trainer, then when I will have all these qualities, I will attract trainers. Then I will come in contact with all the trainers. Then I will learn from the trainers. Right? This is what I call as like-minded people. So you will automatically attract people of your field that are above you, so that you can learn from them. So there are basically four different directions that you should always think. You can think and you should think. Four basic directions. Alright, I'll rub this particular portion. Do we have our duster here? And everyone thinks in these four fashion, right? Four basic directions that we should think. First is investigation. ये अगर आप करने लगे, if you start doing this with yourself, these four, if you start thinking in these four directions, then 100% you will make sure that you improve yourself. 100%. Investigation. What do you mean by investigation? Investigation means that if suppose you have done something wrong, then you are investigating it. That why have I done this wrong? Self-investigation. Alright? This investigation is not that police investigation that it is self-investigation. If we have done something wrong, then why had we did this particular thing wrong? That is what is called as investigation. You should always investigate on yourself what wrong we have done. Second is incubation. Second direction we can think is incubation. Incubation means once we have investigated, now we are learning from it. So incubation is investigation plus learning. Incubation is investigation plus learning from our mistakes. Third is illumination. Third is illumination. What do you mean by illumination? Illu- hmm. No, it is not imagination. Illumination means that you get an idea. Igniting yourself. Illumination is igniting ourselves, getting ideas. That is what is called as illumination. And fourth, basically, illumination is not idea. I'll tell you what is illumination. Fourth is illustration. So take illumination as ideas, yes, ideas, and illustration is putting those ideas into existence. Putting those ideas, you have developed ideas, right? You have been illuminated, but what you need to do, those ideas have to be kept in the brain. No, they need to be implemented. That is what is called as illustration. So there are four eyes basically. There are four eyes basically. These are four eyes, the direction in which you should always think. So investigating our own self. What mistakes have we done? Then incubation, investigating plus learning. Illumination, getting an idea, a thought, and then applying that thought. A skeleton is a skeleton, isn't it? Until and unless you mask it, you put some skin on it. So then it will become beautiful, isn't it? So putting that idea into force, that is what is called as illustrations. All right. So having said all these things, sometimes, many a times, we always think that problems, we have the maximum number of problems and the rest of the people don't have problems. Do we think? This is the major barrier. This is the one of the most important and the biggest barrier that every one of us faces. There's one song ना दुनिया में कितना गम है मेरा गम कितना कम है. सुना है ना वाला गाना? Have you heard that song? Listen to that song. Many of us think that our problem is the biggest problem and nobody else is facing that problem. Do you know why do we say this? Because we focus on a problem so much so that we do not respect our growth. Whatever that we do is subdued by the problems that we have, by focusing on the problems that we have. If we stop focusing on the problems will be there for everyone. Difficulties will be there for everyone. But we should focus on our growth rather than on focusing on the problem. Yes, focus on the problem, solve it. Problems will be there in your entire life. You can never run away from the problems. But what we need to do is that we need to focus on our growth. That our growth should never be hindered by the presence of the problems. Problems will always be there. Keep this thing in mind, everyone. Problems will always be there. Financial problem, emotional problems, family problems. But What is the most important thing? That is your personal growth. That should not be hindered by the problems that happen. That should not be hindered. You yourself have decided what you want to become after 5 years. Then you yourself need to take steps to reach that particular goal that you have made for yourself. It is your responsibility. Nobody else will do it in your stead. It is your responsibility. It is the promise that you have made to yourself. You need to do it. What we do on some great occasion will depend on what we are. Listen to this statement. What we do on some great occasion will depend on what we are, and what will be the result of previous years of self discipline. What great we do is because of what we are basically, and what we are presently is because of all the hard work and the self discipline that we have put in the yesteryears. In previous years, if we would not have been disciplined, I'll frame it in the other way. In our previous years, if we wouldn't have worked hard, if we wouldn't have been disciplined, we'll not be standing here. I'll not be standing here. And if I'll not be standing here, I won't be able to do great things, isn't it? To putting that this particular sentence in a different manner. So consistently working hard on yourself, consistently working on yourself will put you into a situation where you can do a greater thing. So that consistency is necessary. She wants to become a judge, so she needs to work hard on herself consistently. Only then she'll put herself in a situation where she can propel herself to become a judge of a Supreme Court. So that consistently working hard on yourself is the most important thing. At the end, lastly, I would like to say that there are two great days in a person's life. There are just two great days in a person's life: the day you were born and the day you discover why you were born. So, have you discovered why you were born? सोचा है कभी? Have you discovered why you were born? So once you've discovered why you were born, and then you start working on it, no matter what, start working on it. That will be the day you will be the most happiest person. Only 2 days. Once the day you were born, and the most important day is the day when you realize that why you were born. That why is very necessary. Why you were born. The Almighty creates everyone for a task. And if you are not willing to take the hard steps, to take the strides, to reach that particular task, to complete that particular task that the Almighty has put on your shoulders, then you're not doing justice to the Almighty's decision and your capabilities. The Almighty has chosen every one of us to do a task. We need to identify, we need to introspect, we need to find that particular task, we need to find why we were born. And once you find why you were born, make sure that you reach your potential. You complete that task that the Almighty has given on your shoulders. So by this, I would like to conclude this. I hope this particular session